Joe Burrow's calf injury continues to be an issue after he aggravated it in Sunday's loss against the Ravens. What should they do with Burrow? Should they sit him on Monday Night Football? Should they rest him for the next 4 weeks and put him on injured reserve? My thoughts on Joey B coming up next, right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and thank you so much for watching our channel. We are here, win, lose, draw, rain, sun shining, whether it's raining, it doesn't matter. We have you covered right here on CBT, and let's get into it because we had Dr. Brandon Bowers on yesterday, and it sounded like, and you should listen to the entire interview, but I think Dr. Bowers was leaning towards Burrow resting on Monday Night Football, not playing as he comes back from that calf issue and that calf strain, or re-aggravating it, aggravating it, whatever you want to say, what he did against the Baltimore Ravens. And there's been a ton of discourse. I know a quote from Paul Dehner Jr. Heck, I had it text to me. The playbook has been pared down the first couple of weeks to limit what the potential for re-injury. And that's being circulated on social media. And this isn't me knocking Paul, but I want to mention that because there's just so much out there right now. And by the way, that is true. The Bengals, absolutely. I mean, they didn't go under center. Anyone saw that? Naturally, there were certain plays in their playbook that they didn't use. So with all of that, what should the Bengals do with Joe Burrow? All of this talk, a lot of people saying put him on the shelf, others saying this, that. It's pretty simple what they should do with Joe Burrow. They should continue to treat the calf that is causing all of this drama. They should continue day in and day out, all hands on deck. I would call Jamar Chase's people because they have the sleep number endorsement. Him and Justin Jefferson do. Get a sleep number mattress at Paycor Stadium. Keep him there. So he's sleeping. He can get treatment. He doesn't have to leave. He can live there like Chad Johnson did in the early 2000s. That's what you do. And I'm being tongue-in-cheek a little bit. Of course, he's not going to live there. Burrow likes being home, sitting on his couch, all of those things. But this idea that, oh, the Bengals have to shut him down. No, they don't. And they shouldn't. That's right. I just said it. They should not put him on injured reserve. If they do, there's a chance that I will understand it. But the argument for putting him on injured reserve is you don't want him to get hurt more. That's fine. Are the Bengals going to come out of the next 6 days, and they have until Monday to put him on injured reserve before the game? They have the next 6 days to evaluate him. Are they going to say, all right, if we do this, he's going to be fully healthy after the bye? If we do this, he's going to be ready to go at this point? The answer is probably no. In fact, they don't know if he's going to be ready to go for Monday as of right now, or ready to go in 2 weeks, or ready to go in 3. It's very unique in this idea that you can just sit him until he's 100%. There are plenty of guys in that locker room that are not 100%. We're in the season now. This isn't camp. This isn't preseason. This is what it is. And if you talk to doctors, we had Dr. Brandon Bowers on, in all likelihood, this is something he's going to have to battle and play with. That doesn't mean this Monday night. That doesn't mean you rush him back. I'm not saying that. But this idea that you can just sit him for 4 weeks and he's going to be good as new and healthy and 100%, it's not like that. It's not like you have a power pack on a video game and you can just put that power pack on him and he heals in 4 weeks and you're ready to go. Maybe that happens and he'd come back after the bye with the extra week, 5 weeks, 4 on IR, and then the bye, and he's ready to go. Or maybe you're 0-7 or 0-6 or 1-5. Like there's so many scenarios here where if you're the Bengals, I think this is very much a go the Jamar Chase route, which they did last year, where if he does end up missing time, you keep him on the roster and you continue to treat that all hands on deck. Because a calf, he's played through MCLs, he's played through different things. He's played through the throat issue, which, heck, it sounds like I still have a throat issue. My voice still isn't all the way back from our Enter the Jungle release party. Like, he's too valuable. You think a pared down offense with Burrow, looked bad at times. Just imagine how pared down, how different this offense will look with the quarterbacks behind him. And I'm not knocking Jake Browning or Will Grier. Will Grier just got here. Jake Browning, I think, showed some decent stuff in preseason games, but we saw him in training camp as well struggle. You need Burrow out there. In this idea, the other thing I hear is, oh, but the schedule is just favorable. Is it? Like, I'm not saying it's tough. And if the Bengals had a fully healthy Joe Burrow, I would probably agree it's kind of favorable. But this idea that the Rams on Monday Night Football, the Rams are playing good football right now. That's not an easy game by any stretch. They feel like it's the them against the world type of deal. They gave the 49ers plenty the other day, even though they lost that game. And San Francisco arguably has the best roster in the league. And then going to Nashville to play Tennessee, that's tough. At Arizona, okay, I'll give you that. They stink. The Cardinals aren't good. But home against Seattle, that's not an easy game either. And I said that when the schedule came out. So to me, take it day by day, minute by minute. And I think that's what the Bengals will do. And that's what they should do. He's Joe freaking Burrow. If he can go and play, then you play him. This idea. Now, if he's 42% and he's pushing to play, well, then obviously you protect him from himself. But if he's close, and by the way, I think he played pretty well for the most part against the Ravens. Like the interception, people are knocking him. That was a heck of a play and really designed scheme by the Ravens defense. And that's where that came from. Like overall, it was ugly at times. But I think this offense is still working through some things. That's a tough matchup for the Ravens or for the Bengals offense with that Ravens defense. Like that was not all on Joe Burrow. To me, take it day by day. That's the way to go, week by week. Maybe he plays Monday, maybe he doesn't. But just because he doesn't play on Monday against the Rams doesn't mean you don't play him in Nashville potentially against the Titans. It's much, much easier to put together one game plan without Burrow than every single week. And so if they can have him back in a game or two, why not leave that open to possibility and leave it a possibility? If you put him on injured reserve, that is not a possibility anymore. He's shut down, boom, for 4 games for at least 5 weeks. He can't practice. It's not like he's going to be able to practice and do a bunch of stuff with the first team offense and then just not. No, he's out. So he loses all those reps. I don't see that happening. Now, what will they do this week? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Joe Burrow is going to play. But to me, that's the route to go. Leave the door open. Certainly leave the door cracked. I'll continue my thoughts on that in just a second. But I have to shout out Rivertown Inkery because they put together these awesome CBT hats. There's a CBT dad cap that I'm holding in my hand right here. And they have the CBT rope hat as well. And we love the CBT logo. Andrew Fox Miller put it together, and our guys at Rivertown Inkery, Doug and his team, were able to give us some hats. These are a limited edition, limited supply. You can get yours today at rivertowninkery.com. Joe Burrow has played through a lot. I'm not saying ask him to go out there if the doctors say, no, don't do it. And we went into with Dr. Brandon Bowers yesterday on what they would be looking for to get Burrow back out there. Maybe he misses a game. Maybe he misses 2. Odds are this is something he's going to have to play with at some point. So leave the door open for Joe Burrow to come back. They're 0-2. That doesn't mean you rush him back. But if he's ready to go on Monday, would you not play him? If he's ready to go for the game in Nashville, would you not play him? Arizona, we could certainly see the path to him not playing in that one if he misses the next 2. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. And I think a lot of people are. That doesn't mean he's going to play. I'm not saying that. But giving him the chance, knowing that he's a fast healer, according to his father, Jimmy Burrow. Jimmy said this in like 1,000 interviews. Any interview I've heard, when he's asked about Joe healing, always or recovering from an injury, he always talks about how he's a fast healer. I get it. This calf, he aggravated it. People are concerned. You don't want it to get worse. I understand, and I know the disaster scenarios that could come from that. I get all of that. Let's treat it and see how it goes from here. That's the way to do it. That's the approach I would have. I think that's going to be the Bengals approach, and that approach makes sense to me. Make sure you get to rivertowninkery.com. If you're not interested in hats, they have plenty of other Bengals gear, orange and black gear for you. And just it's a local company with really, really quality products, from t-shirts to Tiger Rocks glasses to pint glasses, anything Cincy, they have it at rivertowninkery.com. So for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien. Hopefully we'll hear from Joe Burrow on Thursday. That's when the starting quarterback usually talks. It's Wednesdays when it's a Sunday game, Thursdays when it's a Monday night game. So we'll see if we hear from Joe Burrow later this week. We will certainly have answers. And when we get those answers, we're going to have you covered right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So until next time, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching CBT.